What's a piece of information you learned that now feels almost illegal to know? When a satellite television service updates your programming, the change signal is only sent for a day or two. Satellite bandwidth is finite and expensive. So if you were to upgrade your service to get all the channels, disconnect your hardware after they all showed up, then call to downgrade and waited a few days, your system will miss the downgrade signal and it could be years before any changes get made that would correct your lineup. Read a personal finance book that recommended calling your providers once a year, credit card companies, TV/internet providers, cell phone company, etc., and demand a lower rate or price. I've been following that advice for 2 years and have not been denied once. Last week I saw a commercial for my internet provider offering a super low introductory rate, so I called to demand that I get that rate. They said no problem, and now I save an extra $700 a year because of a 5-minute call. I am a very passive introvert, so it's not the most easy or comfortable thing, but the money I save is worth it. They may so know initially, but if you ask a few times or ask to speak to their supervisor, they very usually give in. The book is called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Cringy title, awesome book in my opinion. No, this doesn't always work. Speaking from my own experience, it has worked with my cell phone provider, cable company, and credit card company. In other words, it's worth a try. You must be educated on what the current rates are and be specific on the phone. When they say no, ask to speak to a supervisor. I am also never rude or nasty, I just calmly state the rates, that I want them, and then ask to speak to a supervisor. You can ask scientists for their research paper that you usually have to pay money to view in a journal. They are allowed to just email it to you, no questions asked, and they like to do it. When companies ask for your name, age, sex, race, occupation, salary, etc., you can just lie. You'll never be able to remove the information about yourself off the internet, but you can muddy the water quite a bit. Hospitals have but don't tell you about a program to reduce your bills depending on how much you make. You can go to their website and find a usually hidden link for financial assistance policies and really cut your bill down. When I was a kid, my dad taught me how to pick a lock. I became very interested in different kinds of locks and purchased a lock pick set. I practiced for years and became pretty good at certain types of locks. So over the years, every now and then, if a neighbor locks themselves out of the house or a friend loses the key to a padlock or a lock box, I've been able to help. But the reactions I tend to get from people, even while I'm helping them with their lock, is mainly one of mistrust. I'm not a cat burglar. I just like locks. I had a statistics professor who used to work for the US government. I'm not sure exactly what his job was, but it definitely involved evaluating the status and readiness of nukes, both ours and the USSR's. He was probably at least 70 and had been retired from that job for a while. One day in class he just started talking about the percentage of nukes that fail, ours and theirs, and why they fail, and all kinds of other, seemingly sensitive, information. I don't think he would have told us anything classified, but his personality was boisterous and irreverent enough that I am not sure. I literally expected a team of spooks to bust down the door at any minute and drag us all off for interviews in windowless rooms. I had a similar experience. My history professor, the class was War, Peace and Strategic Defense, was a former spook at 3-letter agencies. He didn't detail all that he did, but definitely slipped and said NSA once. He taught us all about the various secret nuclear shield technologies the US government was working on. My favorite was the nuclear pumped pop-up X-ray laser. Taught as in you must be able to sketch out and explain at least one SDI technology on the exam, not just some random aside during a lecture. The benefit of Google hindsight tells me the government shut that project down in 1992, which is about 2 years before he was teaching us this. So, probably not classified anymore, but it was certainly all new to us. We also had to be able to diagram and explain one of the 2 bombs dropped on Japan, either a uranium gun barrel assembly or a plutonium implosion assembly. He was a great teacher and the sizable lecture class hung on his every word. We felt like we were members of a secret club. I have a very similar name to a guy from Ohio, and I've been getting his work emails, PayPal payments and a bunch of other stuff when people or he forgets to add the one letter that's different in our name. Legit, got wedding photos, had some lady keep sending me the same damn form for him to sign until I forwarded it to him and copied them both in an email telling her very politely that she had the wrong guy. Even had his friend send me a good chunk of change because our PayPal accounts are set up with super similar emails. Thought it was a scam and cussed the friend out until the guy with the name emailed me from his email and explained. We fixed that situation and they sent me a hat from the motorcycle race they were going to. Very nice guy, his wife is too, and we send each other Christmas cards through email. One thing I learned is in the state of California, if you are squatting a property for 5 years and have been upkeeping it with proof, you can file a claim of ownership with the courts and take over any property as long as it was deemed that the original owner never tried to remove you within the same time frame. It is illegal for a company to forbid you from discussing your wages with your coworkers. If you work through your lunch break, you are entitled to compensation. If you are expected to do work while you are on break, you're not on break. If your cash till doesn't lock, or if other people, including managers, can get into your till, the company cannot dock your pay for missing cash. At-will states can fire you for any reason. What kinds of support one is legally entitled to from the disability benefit? Such as clothing and food grants, even loans for dental work and glasses. They won't tell you these exist, even when you ask for them. They might even lie to your face when you ask them. It's happened to us and other people I know. You literally have to bring a lawyer with you to use the right legal blither words to pull it out of them. Words the disabled won't magically have access to on their own because they are disabled, and WINS absolutely knows it. I didn't know any of these existed until my support worker mentioned them, long after I needed them. Me entire family didn't even know there was a dole for disabled until a friend mentioned it. No idea how anyone thought I would survive after school. They purposefully make it look illegal to know these legal supports exist so they don't have to fork out money to you while you scream from the gutter. They will literally make you feel like a scammer for buying groceries. Buy a name brand product and don't like it? Or even if you really like it and want to compliment/comment about it to the company? Go to their website, find their contact method at the bottom. They'll ask what product you bought and probably where you bought it and your email info, and more likely than not, they'll send you coupons for free items in the mail. Found this out when I purchased an item from a certain dairy company. Their ultra-filtered whole milk is thicker than heavy cream for some reason. Tasted and smelled fine, so I knew it hadn't gone bad, but the consistency made eating cereal with it unpleasant. Messaged them expecting it to be a quality control issue and to be able to maybe get a refund, since I'd purchased 4 containers, but they said the product is supposed to be like that due to high protein or some stuff, and sent me about $30 worth of coupons for free products. If you stack 2 lasagnas on top of each other, you only have 1 lasagna.